Hey guys, Hecons here with another World of Warcraft gold making guide. This is episode 1 of my 0 to 1 million gold challenge. I did go ahead and roll a new Colturian Druid on a random high pop realm on NA that I wasn't on yet. I did already level a Colturian Shaman to 120 to unlock the Heritage Armors, but I thought a second Colturian, this time a Druid, would be worth having for the Colturian forms. Also, if we end up having to farm a bit to get the bankroll started on this realm, then I thought a Druid would be a great choice. I will be using a boost that I had on this account, which came with the purchase of BFA, to get the Druid to 110, then likely leveling in islands or getting freehold boosts to get him to 120 as soon as possible. In the meantime, I'll share some quick things we can do to try and make some gold before we hit 120. So I did the 2 intro quests for the Colturians, and I'm in Stormwind. I did start with 1 gold, and then got 2 silver and 50 copper, it looks like, from turning in the 2 quests. And then I am also using heirlooms, so the starter armors I'm probably going to sell. Might try throwing them up on the auction house, not sure yet, but first things first, we're going to go ahead and boost this tune and get him to 110. So I did go ahead and boost this Druid. You can see I did pick up the quest to get the Azurite neck, and all the stuff that I was wearing, as well as the bags, got mailed to me since I did use that boost. So we're going to go ahead and collect that. Should re-equip our heirlooms and then probably sell the greens. I didn't notice they were soulbound, so we can't throw them up on the auction house like you can with the other races. But go ahead and do some questing, and then we'll get to the auction house stuff. So Guildy on one of my other realms ended up boosting me in freehold. We managed to get a little over 1 run done, and you can see I'm sitting at a little over 200 gold now, as well as having a couple greens to either disenchant or sell, and a bunch of grays. And I do also have a bunch of the greens that I started out with from the boost. And then I think this bag has gold in it as well. Yeah, the Broken Isle survival kit should have some gold, some items as well. Go ahead and open that. How much did that give us? 500 gold? Yeah, it looks like 500 gold and random potions and food, tomes, and the Dalaran Hearthstone, of course. So I did end up picking up enchanting and Stormwind. I don't know if these items that we got from our boost can be disenchanted. No, I guess they just have to be vendored. But the greens we got in freehold we can disenchant for sure. So go ahead and do that. Rather than try and sell them, and I think the listing costs are going to be pretty high, so I'll just disenchant them for now and figure out what to do with the dust later. And the Legion stuff we probably don't need, so
I've seen things that would scare you.
Go ahead and vendor all this junk. And then I'll hit my bank and dump all the stuff that we don't need. I will have to buy bank slots, and that's one of the reasons why I kept these 10 slot bags. The allied races do start out with 4 of the 10 slot bags, so if you're starting a new tune on a new realm, they should get mailed to you once you use your boost. And I would recommend hanging on to them until you get bigger bags. That way you'll have a couple of bags that you can use in your bank once you open up a couple of slots. So one of the easiest things you can do when you first get into gold making is to hit all the profession vendors in either Stormwind or Orgrimmar. Pick up items like the blacksmith hammer and throw those up in the auction house. You can see the vendor sells the blacksmith hammer for only 18 copper. However, on some realms I've seen these sell for a couple thousand gold, so even if you're only able to get a couple hundred, it's a really nice return on an 18 copper investment. They can do the same thing with items like the light parchment. You can pick up a stack of 5, it looks like, for 15 copper.
I've seen things that would scare
And then
you
if you use
shellers.
either your yak mount or your longboy, or go to the enchanting vendor, you can buy the enchanting vellums. 10 silver each, which is a little bit more than the light parchments, but might be worth it. And then the food items are definitely worth it as well. However, they do cost a bit more. And right now we're only at 652 gold, so probably going to hold off on doing food. Cooking mats for now. Nylon thread might be worthwhile. However, it's 60 silver each, so a stack of 200 is going to cost quite a bit. But I definitely recommend doing it with light parchment, enchanting vellums, and then items like the blacksmith hammer. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up some items, do a little shopping, and then I'll show you guys what I end up with. So here's what I ended up picking up from the vendors. Got 1 blacksmith hammer, 1 mining pick, 40 of the oversized bobbers, and 20 shiny bauble, as well as a fishing pole from the fishing trainer. And then I also got 220 light parchment, as well as 220 of the enchanting vellums. And I plan to sell these in stacks of 200, and then probably have 20 singles up at a time as well. And then also from the enchanting trainer, I was able to get 2 of the copper rods. If we take a look at enchanting, this is an item that enchanters need to make their rune copper rod, so I thought it might be worth having up on the auction house. So there isn't much else we can do tonight, since we did just boost this character, and I think there's like a 24-hour waiting period before we can hit instances, so I'm going to go ahead and list all this stuff, and we'll jump right back into gold making tomorrow night. So we're back again on my druid tonight. You guys can see from my mailbox that I wasn't able to sell anything that I listed last night. However, I did make one small purchase. I was able to get a pair of the Nighthaven breeches of the Peerless for 292 gold, 50 silver. However, if you look at my TSM accounting data, the region market value average is around 853k. I did also check the Endermine journal, and the figure was closer to like 150 on there. So it's a lot less than TSM, but this data is a little bit outdated, and I do also need to add this particular realm to my realm list, so it pulls the data for this realm, but I'll go ahead and do that probably after I'm done recording this segment. I did also get leveled to 117. Thank you to my guilty again for boosting me in freehold, and 39% of the way there to 118, so should be 120, assuming I get boosted tomorrow. And I did get a bunch of cloth as well as greens, and a couple of azurite pieces off of the last boss. I do already have a set of head, shoulder, and chest in my guild bank, so go ahead and disenchant these. Disenchant the greens as well. And one thing I did forget to do was pick up cloth scavenging. I did actually just do that now. So what you want to do is come to the old Dalaran. There's a portal in Stormwind, so that's probably the fastest way to get here. You want to come into this building in the Magus Commerce Exchange. Talk to Charles Worth.
Good day to you.
I don't have the option anymore, but I think it was 20 gold to train Northrend Tailoring level 1.
Safe travels.
And then once you train that, he'll give you a quest. And the quest is just give him 5 gold, and he'll teach you this cloth scavenging skill. Pretty useful to have if you're a tailor. You can see it's a passive effect, which sometimes gives you additional cloth from humanoids. So even if you're getting boosted in like freehold and stuff and you're looting those mobs, it's going to give you a lot more tight spray linen. I don't know if it works for deep sea satin, but I assume it does since it's a type of cloth. But definitely pick this up. As I said, it costs like 25 gold total, and what is that, like price of 10 cloth, so you're definitely gonna make it up pretty fast. Probably gonna end up disenchanting these greens and the azurite pieces. That way we will have some enchants to sell once I get some veiled crystals on this realm. Might actually wait until 8.2 to do that though. I'll have to take a look at the new enchants and see what they require, but we are getting new enchants in 8.2, so those will probably be worth a lot more than the current enchants. So nothing too exciting. We weren't able to sell anything. However, I did pick up that one item, and hopefully we can flip it at a nice profit. So that's going to be it for episode 1. We did start out with only 1 gold and managed to build it up to a few K, but we're still pretty far from our goal of 1 million gold. As I said, I'll try and finish leveling to 120 tomorrow, and in the next episode, I'll continue to grow my bankroll and look for any opportunities on this realm. As always, thanks a lot for watching, and a huge shout out to my supporters on Patreon. If you like this new series and would like to see more, be sure to hit the like button below, and subscribe to be notified when new videos are released. Hope you guys are all having a great weekend, and I will see you all in the next video. Late.